So we've got a question about fertilizers here. We're given the percentage composition of the atoms in the fertilizer, and we have to calculate the empirical formula. And that's obviously the simplest whole number ratio of each type of atom in the compound. So we set out our table. So we've got carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen. And then we just add all the percentages. And we're given all the percentages. Sometimes they'll leave one out and you have to work out the difference from 100. But we've got all of the percentages now. Divide by the MR. Common mistake there would be the student divides by the proton number. So it's the MR because what you're finding out is the moles. And if you think about the percentage is essentially grams, because what you're saying is for every 100 grams of this fertilizer, 20 grams would be carbon, 6.67 hydrogen, and so on. So when you divide the percentage by the MR, we get these numbers here. They're the moles. So this is effectively your mole ratio, but that's not the simplest whole number mole ratio. And so we divide everything by the smallest, which is obviously this 1.67, and we get this 1 to 4 to 2 to 1 ratio. So the empirical formula comes out at CH4N2O. Question then goes on and asks to suggest the formulae of the ions that make up the salt. So if we think about the definition of a salt, a salt is formed when the H plus ion of an acid is replaced by a metal ion or an ammonium ion. Well, you can't see any metals in there, so it must be the ammonium ion option. So I'm going for NH4 plus, which is the ammonium ion. And obviously, if we've got a 1 minus ion in there, if we've got a 1 plus ion in there, we need a 1 minus ion. And you can kind of get clues from the atoms present. It's NO3 minus, the nitrate ion. So this fertilizer is actually ammonium nitrate. Calcium phosphate 5 is another salt used in fertilizers. It can be prepared by reacting together an acid and a base. So remember, salt, H plus ion of an acid is replaced by the ammonium ion or a metal ion. Well, in this case, the salt contains a metal ion. It's got 3 calcium 2 plus ions. And so the acid in question must be phosphoric acid H3PO4. And the final part of the question, name a base which could be prepared or used to prepare this salt. So we just need a base with this metal ion in, the calcium ion. So I've gone for either calcium hydroxide or calcium oxide.